yeah, baby, we're live! Let's go! This is Mystical starring Ninja Goemon Adventure Quest. Oh, yeah.
Alright, so yeah, this is Goemon for the N64. So we are going to just jump straight into this. This game is amazing. The music is amazing. And I'm amazed, baby! Woo! Feeling good. Alright. So, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, good luck, buddy! Oh, yeah!
Woo! So the timing just starts when you boot it up, so we just do a reset there.
Fire it up!
There's an awesome cutscene, we skip it. Alright. So you're gonna notice right off the bat that things are just all deloaded here. We're playing on the Japanese version specifically for that reason. It's called Map Glitch. It's actually a developer-intended tool that they just forgot to remove from the game. It allows for some pretty kooky stuff. I'm gonna be going for a trick right here at the start. Hopefully I'll get it. It's so easy, but we'll see. Here we go. Okay.
That should work.
So yeah, that's called a Makori slash. Basically, when you're shooting up from something, like either via map glitch or just glitching yourself in there, you can press the button to slash on the frame that you're going up. So it's frame perfect, but it's so easy.
Yeah. Another thing he hasn't really mentioned yet, when he's running up against walls, he's saving a bunch of frames. He's going way fast.
Oh yeah, so you want to like be what's called edge walking in this game because it pushes Goemon forward, and it's very speedy. So you're gonna notice I'm gonna grind this rune out a bit. We actually need a bunch of points or here throughout the run. I'll try not to drop points like I am. But we're essentially gonna grind these coins out for a little bit because it's the easiest way to get them. And we're gonna need about roughly 1100 total or something like that.
Yeah, you need 1100, and any extra ones you get are for like using to hover, like kind of so like you want like more than you need, but like 1100 is like the minimum. You need to pay 800 to get a cucumber and 300 to the fortune teller lady person later.
And yeah, like RPG just alluded to, we'll actually need coins to Ryu hover over gaps. Another reason that we're playing on the Japanese version is there's a skip coming up that allows us to completely skip the first like extra additional item DLC weapon that we don't need. We don't want to see that. But there's a weapon called the chain pipe, and in the American version you can actually clear the gaps just barely if you hover really well. But there's a deboost that we need to do to make it into a key room, and you cannot do that for... There's another glitch that's coming up. I'll explain it all of it, but you can't do the deboost, in other words. There's a few weird version differences. The English version, actually, you can do a lot of the glitches. It's just a few of these essential glitches.
And the Adeo Castle OST slaps, so you better crank the audio up, baby. Woo!
The whole OST in this game is really good, and I definitely recommend it. Also, shout out to this star for that review. Hopefully you enjoy this. This game is absolutely one of my favorites. Alright, so I'm gonna abuse the Ryu here. The Ryu route's actually pretty tight, which is why you saw me go back to grab some. Goodness. Alright, that was a really good room. It's the first kill all room. We have to just defeat the enemies to spawn this key. There is a little glitch there. If you kill the last two enemies at the same time, it will cause the key animation of spawning where Goemon's locked to not happen, so you can just kind of move through it. but it's super frame perfect and got hard to do. We're gonna abuse the edge walk a little bit more here. There are some walls, notably, that you cannot edge walk because it will just slow you down. So we'll avoid those.
Yeah, he's killing all the tiles in a specific way in this room to the key spawns. That worked out really well.
I tried to get the animation skip, but I've actually never gotten it so far. To be completely honest.
I'm coming up the crusher.
Oh yeah! We will actually want the coins to drop here because we will still need some later on.
Yeah, you had a nice. That was like kill all enemies. Rooms were solid.
Oh my god! I just cursed myself.
Grabbing the key, not so much.
Otherwise, everyone's pretty good. We're getting a lot of drops though. This is really good.
Yeah, you got a lot of review on enemies.
So we'll try to do. You can actually get through that, like, skip that ditch by only throwing one Ryu and then slashing the pipe at the end, but it's pretty sketchy.
He's coming up on the two like major rooms in this castle where you need to like jump out of the water, frame perfectly to get up on this platform, and then you need a damage boost off of a pellet from an enemy that's super precise. He didn't do the swag before, or he didn't do the swag,
It's all good.
but that's okay, it's a marathon.
So, right here, like RPG was saying, there's a glitch. The glitch that I was talking about earlier that's patched on English. And, oh man, I missed it actually.
Second try.
And essentially, if you time your jump, I need to focus. Sorry.
Let me see.
Bad example.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's not.
Oh my goodness.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah, if you don't get the initial setup, it gets kind of rough in there. You need to trigger the pellet.
I had a bad angle, but what you're trying to do is bait the bullet, and if you time your jump right, Goemon will actually kind of jump in the air a little bit out of the water, like almost a little double jump. It's called anti-grav, and it allows us to get onto ledges and stuff without needing to go like the entire way, which is why I was able to go in the corner in this room here and just get up on the wall. You want to use the corners as well. I think that has something to do with it.
I mean, like you said, you can't do it on the English version, which is kind of one of the buffs on the JP version. He recovered it decently well. He didn't lose too much time in that room, but you want to like set it up immediately and get the first.
It saves about like 3 seconds, I think, to do the initial hit. Which, oh no! That's. We're having a little bit of a no-way party, but alright, I need to focus here again. I'm gonna try to do a skip called Baron skip. I missed it.
There's a camera manipulation that you can do to skip all these text boxes, and then you just run straight left and enter the boss screen, but otherwise you gotta see all these text boxes to do it.
My video is doing something weird and it's a little distracting, but hopefully it doesn't get any worse. I tried to make sure that wasn't gonna happen before when I was setting up, but fortunately. But yeah, essentially you can zoom the camera in right at a certain point, which will allow you to move around during the text boxes, and you can just without triggering. So we're up to the first boss here, and what we want to do is we want to time these hits as well as we can. And it's gonna be as he's still glowing. And if we get good hits here, we can actually skip these cycles, and he'll just go back into his next phase without spinning around.
Yeah, it's a bit close on that first one.
My stick is very bad, so I don't get full range. This is okay so far. But yeah, as you can see, like, you can hit him while he's still glowing, and that's kind of what you're aiming for. Right before he goes back to dark neutral color.
Oh. Yeah, you're probably not gonna get this one. Sorry, this one didn't hit this one.
I think this is the last phase.
Okay.
There's a little bit of swag here. We'll try to get it. But I've been getting it a lot actually lately. Hopefully I get it. Let's see. Oh yeah! All right, so that's essential. It's called moon jump. Basically, you just jump into the moon. You have that like animation of collecting it, so if you jump frame perfectly, you just jump in the air while the animation plays, doesn't lose any time. Nice or tragic is a little bit of tragic here. This is not essential. It's okay. For a marathon, it's okay. I honestly, technically, I could still PB with this even.
Oh, yeah.
But this is the first dungeon. We're gonna roll out and not save the game because it's slow. You can actually buffer this, so you just hold right. We're gonna edge walk some more here, and you're gonna see me abusing the map glitch a bit again, and in a slightly more major way. So
Yeah, it despawns.
Hey, no spoilers. So there's a lot of water here, and it produces a lot of lag, so we're just gonna despawn that. Another thing that you'll probably notice me doing, jumping at the start of each room, that's because it moves Goemon a frame forward. So it's frame faster to do that. Swim into the water. There is a technique you can do to like go neutral, and Goemon will swim himself along the wall. I believe it's the same speed technically, but I just can never get it to work, so I'm not gonna try it. My boy Red Ninja Josh is like an expert at that. Gonna try to do a little jump here and do some more jumpy jumps, and yeah, we're on our way. This part of the OST is really, really good. So.
He's gonna map glitch to skip the first robot fight, which is a major time save, an 80%.
Spoilers
the OST.
here.
Crank it up.
Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna map glitch here. And like RPG was saying, it essentially just skips an entire boss fight. There'll be some giant robot ninja action coming up in a bit, and we're just gonna completely skip the first bit of that. There.
Oh,
So it's slightly faster to, when you're on a tiny slope, it's slightly faster to actually do small hops. So I'm trying to, I'm just gonna go again now. So you can do a slope jump there. Sometimes you just get no frames. I failed to slash up onto the wall there, unfortunately, but there's like a small chance that you can actually move on the slopes. But... well, I can't sing, but...
Rolling way too deep, way too deep, way deep, 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 deep.
So this is where the fight would happen. There's just a bunch of rubble there. Normally there would be like a giant castle thing, like a turret or whatever, and after you beat it, after you enter the cutscene, it just explodes, and that's the result. Oh, we got landing. So that happens sometimes when you're jumping, just on anything really, it can randomly happen. It's pretty annoying. Goemon or any of his buddies will just get stuck in this landing animation, and it loses time. There's nothing you can do about it. Oh no!
Oh, we gotta sing the song.
Also, White Hat rolling in with the Fat Raid. Make sure y'all get the donations, like, subscribe. Woo!
Da 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 blah 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 blah.
Yes, great singing voice, RPG.
That is the song. Blah 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 blah. He's gonna do the Rolling Deep Benkai skip. First try, as always. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Impact song is probably the best in this game, in my opinion. It's definitely up there. So now Secret Agent Yai has joined our party. The green hair waifu. She's gonna be really helpful in a little bit. We'll see why. Or completely troll us, so one or the other. We'll see what happens. I'll explain that when we get there. So, super hard trick. Probably the hardest trick in the game, considerably. Convoluted setup. Hopefully it doesn't take me 5,000 years. That's not a good angle. But basically, I need to set up a good angle. Grab this ladder from behind the ladder by holding, like, what would be ESS right. So, like, down right on the control stick. And then, one frame later, I need to go to the left.
Oh, that's close.
And then, after going to the left, I need to go stick neutral and then press B twice. So there's a lot of stuff happening really fast here. This is pretty bad. Bad example, oh no! Alright, that could have been worse. 17, 19.
Would it be okay if I read a quick donation?
Not the worst ever.
You got it though, okay.
There's a McCory slash that I could go for there right afterwards, but the downside is if I mess it up, then I'd have to do Benkai skip again, and since that was kind of bad, I don't feel like doing it.
I hate to interrupt you, gentlemen, but is it okay if I do a quick donation read off? It's actually
that's
towards your run.
Please do. Rolling Deep.
Cool. All right, thank you so much. We've got a $100 donation from, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, I believe it's from Clone, Clohne, who says, such a great cause. Let's go, Colin.
Oh yeah!
Okay, so sometimes you can just not grab the
thank
rock
you, good
there.
luck.
Thank you, Clone. Rolling Deep.
Oh, that's it? Oh, that was a Rolling Deep donation. Thank you.
So
Hopefully we see more of Elrock.
my boy Clone's from, I actually met him through the FF14 community, so thank you so much for showing love. Greatly appreciate it. So we're just gonna map glitch here. This room is absolutely the most laggiest room you've ever seen, like, on N64 ever. It is really...
Save a boatload of time doing that map glitch, otherwise you're lagging it all the way up.
If you've ever played this game casually, you know how much that room lags. I'm actually gonna swap controllers here.
Because he despawns the water and all the enemies on that screen. Saves a ridiculous amount of time. Lag reduction stuff.
So I got the Rolling Deep weapon swap there. You saw the weapon was just flickering while I was in the conversation. If you press to weapon swap on the same frame that you are initiating a dialogue, it'll actually swap the weapon ridiculous like that. So it's just some swag, but it feels good. It validates your run.
Yeah. There's like a frame perfect pause that you can do here to skip all the dialogue, and we'll see if he gets it.
It's pretty significant, but it's honestly like one of the hardest skips. It might be the hardest skip.
It's like League skip in DKC 3.
I was like a frame late.
Just missed it.
Yeah, I use a visual cue on the back of the dragon. That scale that I'm standing on is where I try to press start. But you're just running forward and pressing start frame perfectly, so it's pretty difficult. There'll be some more tech skips, but coming up later. A little bit.
Like the only bad downside of getting that is you don't hear this OST that rolls deep. Find the boss. I like this music.
If you've never played this game before, I'd highly recommend it. The dialogue is great. All of the music is amazing. We're gonna be skipping a lot of stuff in this run, so you won't even see a lot of rooms that are pretty epic. But this is kind of like the first significant point in the run. Like at Benkai skip is pretty much what determines whether or not your run is gonna be really bad or pretty good.
This is like 6 hits.
It's one more. So I want to note that if you do get hit by this boss at any point, Goemon completely glitches out and starts like teleporting all over the place, and you can't really control it or do anything about it. So you will most likely fall off the dragon, and you have to completely run. You have to run all the way up, and then completely start to fight over again. So it's a massive time loss. It's really sketchy, and that's why we just stand back a little bit there.
So he has to enter the village for a second to activate a warp, otherwise he won't have it later. So it's kind of like, so you do that, you go up, you get the Ryu, but also this is kind of where some of the routes start to deviate, because some of the beginner routes, opposed to the advanced routes, they go to different dungeons.
So
the major areas. We'll
start seeing some more of this crazy flying across the room action here in a little bit. But as RPG was saying, we're about to get the flute right here.
He gets the flute, which allows him to warp to locations, but he needs to go back into the village he needs to enter the village to activate that warp.
Yeah, we need to actually walk back one screen so that we can get the warp
which
point.
Comes up later. A little bit. And then he needs to fire Ryu for Ghost Town exclusively. And this music
I need it for another thing as well, but we'll get to that later. And another advantage here, since I'm entering and leaving this room, I can actually map glitch now. I'm gonna go for Rolling Deep Macquarie that most people never go for, but I missed it.
What are we doing? Come on!
So we're gonna map glitch all these rooms because they are very sketchy. There's a lot of lag. There's big boulders that fly out at Goemon. I want to try to pretty much just edge walk up the stairs and like get up the steps as clean as possible. This is I think people underestimate how difficult this is. These rooms are kind of hard to optimize, to be honest, because the movement is a little jank. Yeah, we want to take somewhere between a mid and a short hop to get up the stairs cleanly.
It's not a full hop. Yeah, he did lose some time, but it's okay. It's all right. You missed the Macquarie, which is disgraceful, but it's all right.
It's It's all good because I'm gonna cut your PB by like 10 minutes with this run.
Most people don't roll deep and they don't go for the hardcore rolling deep strats. Colin goes for like every single one of them. So
that McCory slash only saves about 3 seconds, but it's pretty nice when you get it. So we're gonna actually use green-haired waifu here. It's very, very slightly faster to just go to this village first because it saves you 1 map input. Like, I'm pretty much the only person that does it, but you gotta save that map input, man. It's probably like maybe a half a second faster, if even. We need to go over to this point anyways, and since I only need to press right once to get over here, I just like to get it out of the way. And I also at this point, like, if I don't do it that way, I forget. There you go, landing animation.
We got the landing, yeah.
So there's a bunch of water there that we can just deload with map.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a flute glitch coming up here, which allows him to time stop on the bridge. It's free as can be. It's like the easiest glitch to do.
Yeah, by getting onto this ladder. Oh, and I got the jump off too. Nice. So by playing the flute, canceling the flute next to the ladder, it actually just stops time, and those boards on the bridge would actually fall down otherwise, but since we time stop the room, it makes it free and easy.
Yeah, otherwise the bridge falls like while you were running on those, and you have to like it makes that screen way easier.
It's a lot laggier too.
Plus it reduces lag like by a huge amount because all the enemies and everything, it just stops everything.
So we're gonna talk to this old man. This is actually a trigger for something. I don't even remember what, to be honest.
It's for later in the game.
I think for Zazen.
It's Zazen, so you can learn many Abyssinu, like that is.
We'll get to. Stop jumping the gun. Stop jumping the gun. We'll get there in a bit.
But that allows you to learn the ability from for Abyss.
We're gonna do some rolling deep glitches here, and it is essential that you talk to that old man for that. Alright, so we're gonna switch back to Goemon here so we can do some more. Oh, so we can miss the hover. Oh no.
Oh no! But this
thankfully it doesn't cost any time. But... Yeah, so there's a boulder there where we would actually have to do a bunch of stuff and like get an extra party member that we're never gonna even see actually in this run. Fortunately, he rolls deep, but he's slow, so.
You need to do a 100% run to get the.
Yes, exactly.
Sasuke, he is my favorite in this game.
But there's a little tech here. Didn't honor the quad with it. That's all right, you want to just hug that wall though and turn around as you're like letting go of map glitch, and it'll shoot Goemon up the ladder. Saves like a second. So zoom the camera out. I'm gonna focus so I don't do something silly here.
Yeah,
so I've fallen there before, so.
Yeah, falling there costs like around a minute.
It's a lot of time.
You go over this with Corey slash, and he got it, nailed it, fucking. Oh yeah! So he's going to this like the first dungeon that he's gonna do, like the first technical dungeon other than Oedo, is gonna be the submarine here, and he's getting over that right now. He's gonna learn swim. He's gonna learn mermaid with Yai.
Hopefully, don't mess this up.
This is a map glitch to allow you to bypass the weapon upgrade.
I messed it up.
That's that's close though.
I tried to do it like aim it right for the door. Whatever.
Yeah, now he's falling into the abyss, but that Macquarie, he just missed the direction a little bit.
I'm gonna go for it again.
Go for it. Yeah, I hope you go for it. We need to have Elrock come in here and shout out a $1,000 donation. Whoa! No!
That's really bad.
No.
I have not messed this up in a while, so that's pretty unfortunate. Pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, he released the C right here, the map, and it was laying on top of it.
What?
It's like that. I mean, I think this, he better be past this part of the game.
Alright, you do that.
This is
Thanks for announcing it.
a bad example.
I voided out again! Oh my goodness. This is a disaster. Alright. I'm not doing that again. I'm gonna get it right here. I need to hold up right more. That's the problem. Well, this is a little embarrassing, but yeah, we're trying to Macquarie slash all the way up the mountain. There we go. I was trying to. Okay, this is bad. I was trying to go right into the door, but I was being a little I was cutting it a little too tight there. There's a very, very small window. I kind of held too far to the right because I wanted to play it safe, and it could be really bad if you do that technically, because you saw I was able to just spam up the mountain. But if you were to land really far down, you could still technically jump up the mountain, but it also could, you could just fall all the way down and you'd have to go back and do the slash again. If I were to have fallen onto the ledge above me instead of sliding down the rock on those attempts where I was in a bad spot, what I could have done is actually just went to the side and performed a hover, which you'll see in a little bit later. I'll actually do that exact glitch, but that's the older, like the old trick before the Macquarie slashes were really big. So.
Yeah, so this is where you needed 300 Ryu.
Oh wait, I did that again.
Yes. You need another 130 Ryu for the cucumber.
I've been doing this a lot lately.
That's the Macquarie slash that you can flute here to avoid this, but this Macquarie slash is faster. That was a good Macquarie slash.
Moment of truth. So I can actually just completely soft lock and lose my run for literally no reason here. Hopefully it doesn't happen. It hasn't happened in a while though, so I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, I'm stuck on nothing. The walls in here, and in the floor too, actually, they're really, really buggy. And if you walk in a weird spot on the floor can just kind of like suck you in, and you just get stuck. You have to like jump out of it. Modern ninjas should be, yes. If pipes and katanas and whatnot are farming tools, then yes, they should. Well, Abisu's got a hammer. It's kind of like a farming tool, right?
Dropping the hammer down.
Alright, so
The swimming.
little trick here, you can actually just hold A down and like spam the D-pad and whatnot, and the guy will swim up here. It's a little bit faster, or you could just spam A. It's slow though. Okay, so we didn't soft lock. That's very nice.
There's a potential soft lock there that
Yeah, you can. The game can just crash on you. You'll freeze, and there's nothing you can do.
You get a
And it
flu
happens
back.
for literally no reason at all.
So we're entering effectively the next dungeon after Wado.
This is theoretically the third dungeon, but we're doing them out of order.
We're doing this dungeon second. And this is where he's gonna get a lot of his Ryu that he needs.
I need
in this-
about 250 more Ryu.
Which, like, older routes would farm about 1100 to 1200 Ryu in Uedo Castle, so it is a time save to do this route for the Ryu. As well as this mermaid skip rolls insanely deep.
Okay, I've never done that before. I think I was holding forward still.
Try it again. There we go. There we go.
I didn't get it. Bad frame. But essentially you can just clip through the wall there and completely skip this button. A little disappointing. I'm actually pretty good at that trick, but it is honestly one of the more difficult tricks since it's like double frame perfect. It's not a big deal. It doesn't save too much time.
It rolls exquisitely deep, and Colin is sensationally good at it.
I just hit it 3 times in a row back to back earlier in practice. So I wasn't expecting to miss that. That's fine.
Alright.
Hopefully
So
I don't
here
mess
we
this
are.
up. I've actually been having some trouble with this lately. But
This OST goes hard. He's got to do a really specific setup here, so I'm gonna let him focus.
the reason we can do these dungeons in this order is because we can clip through here with the eye. If we position ourselves parallel and straight with this wall here, and we want to swim into it. Okay, that wasn't too bad.
No, that's fine.
And yeah, we just want to hold back while we're doing the like
Out of bounds.
okay, the
Yeah.
dash forward, and it'll allow the eye to open, and we can make our way up to this ladder. Otherwise, you would need a Bisu to clip through with the exposed
Yeah, it hasn't come up yet, but you're gonna see some mini Abyss rolling deep. Gross.
I need to focus on this part.
These are the chops.
Got a little nervous there, I'm not gonna lie.
That worked out fine. So use the fire Ryu, one shot these enemies, get the key. Here comes chops. Part 2. That's the harder. Yeah, that's the hardest. You want to like there's a slower strat to go straight and then into the room, which the room needs to be centered, but you want to like jump left and then just skip this whole room. It's farming Ryu, which is essential.
I'm gonna go for hard chop.
Here's the silver key.
Alright, let's do it.
Come on! What are we doing?
Just gonna yell on this. Oh, that's not good. That's a bad example. Alright, so I'm losing a little bit of time here. Whatever. Contemplating just running across the chop. Oh, it's a bad idea.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just gonna reset the
if
red
that goes
actually.
that goes well, it goes well, and like, yeah, you gotta do more. There we go. That's more like it.
So we want to be out here because we actually need food after the battle.
Yeah, the older routes would have lower health at this point.
And then there's some text skips here coming up. Try to get them. It was a frame off. That one allows us to do an additional McCory slash at the end of the run, but it's probably the hardest tech skip to hit, and then on top of hitting this tech skip, you actually need to hit an additional frame for it to save time, so. Alright, I think I got that one. Nice.
And
was
here
a frame
comes
early.
the...
Oh, I got it, I got it, I got it.
OST, baby. Oh, yeah! This is where you need to crank your audio up. Oh, yeah, baby!
You just need to be mindful of RPG, though. If you do crank your audio up. Yes! Okay, I got both of them. Alright, that's good. They're all three. Alright, I'm gonna have to turn you down a little bit more.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
You're a little too animated right now. Alright, enjoyed the music. So, basically just want to avoid stuff here. Avoid tripwires. Try not to get slowed down by these giant mountain things. Typical Godzilla stuff right here, you know, just destroying a bunch of houses and ships and whatnot. I can't even hear you anymore. I turned you down like... I didn't even turn you down that much. You're like, you went from like too audible to can't even hear you. Alright.
So I went from 2 decibels to -5 decibels.
Yes.
Cranking it up.
Hey. Alright, I need to focus here. Basically, I'm gonna try to chain super punches here. Hopefully it goes well. This guy is not gonna do a single thing. I'm gonna grab him early while he's in the water hopefully as well. I missed.
You want to chain hits until he's about... Uh-oh. Well, you want to chain hits till he's about 1,000 HP, and then he does the second phase where he dives down on the base of the water, and then you chain hits, go up, and then you want to finish it off. See if you do. So you got the first phase, the second phase, you want to chain it, and then finish it with the beam. C up, right, left. C up, right, left.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, messed up. You want to shoot a laser at him? He did get the laser off.
So, because I missed the first tech skip, I'm actually gonna map glitch this so we don't need the trigger. But if you get that first tech skip, then it basically sets the same trigger that this ending dialogue sets, and it allows you to additionally do the McCory slash, which is why it saves time, because you're doing the McCory slash to get yourself through the room faster. Otherwise, you just want to map glitch this because it's faster. So, see nothing here, nothing to see.
The only thing I want to see is Elrock come in here and say that we got a like $10,000. Let's go, come on.
Oh yeah, make sure you donate it up, baby. Woo!
We got a $10,000 donation from Bill Gates himself. Oh, yeah.
If it was Bill Gates, I hope he'd donate a little bit more than that. Come on.
It's like I wipe my ass with this every day. Oh yeah.
We've got a $10,000 donation from Bill Gates. Alright, so here we're gonna actually transform to Ebby first because it's slightly faster.
But we're going to get the Mini Abyssu speedrun technique strategy.
This run is actually not as bad as I thought it was. It's not.
Alright.
It's not great, but it's not for everything that's happened. It's going okay. The gourmet sub party was a little rough. But other than that, it's been pretty good. This if you're trying to like go for a top time in this game, it can be pretty stressful actually because you see like everything in this frame perfect. So you kind of just have to be one with the frames and hopefully don't miss any. We can map glitch in this room to reduce a little bit of lag. It's not like super significant or anything. And we can also try to set the camera up in a way that will zoop up this ladder. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, it's not a big deal.
And you just need to be careful when you're map glitching, because like if you map glitch the screen after, you soft lock the game. So
yeah, so if you're holding C right at any point during like a loading transition and it's not a room that you can map glitch, you will just crash.
Like that room that he was just in, if you would have map glitched that, it was a dead room.
Abisumaru is legit though. We love it.
And there's like a thing where you can actually change from Epi to Guy like in between text boxes here. It saves a little bit of time.
This is really sketchy. Oh, this is really sketchy. Oh no!
What are we doing? Oh no!
Don't make it worse.
No man.
I'm already really nervous.
It needs.
I cannot get hit again, basically.
This is true.
Okay, just need 3 more. I'm trying not to miss these candies because they fall on a
It's actually gonna turn out to be all right as long as because that is sketchy at first, but it's actually gonna be like optimal. Because you didn't miss any. Like they can vanish.
Things can just fall on top of you though. The dolls, if you have really bad luck, they'll just collapse right on you. But I think maybe the game was feeling generous since I took so many hits at the start. It was like, this guy's really bad. We're gonna let him go this time.
It was an interesting start to that mini game, but we finished it out.
So we're gonna see some hoi hoi action now.
Hoi hoi! Hoi hoi! Do you have? So he has 800 Ryu for the cucumber here.
It is
It's gonna
essential.
have
I
22 views after that.
was on a PB pace run after a long deer run. Like, I hadn't played the game in months, and I forgot the money route, and I actually only had 700. I was like, oh, that's pretty sad. Uh-oh.
This is where, yeah, okay, let's see, get it.
What?
Are we done? Okay, you got it. And there's like a specific option that you want to select there, and then you want to...
Yeah, it happened pretty fast, but basically you want to hit the right option on the first one, and then the first option on the second. Now, this is what I consider to be the hardest trick in the game. Hopefully I get it. We want to slide through this. This is the whole reason that we do this route.
Uh-oh. Hoi hoi? Hoi hoi?
Alright, I probably still...
That's alright. Still, like, evened out. I think you evened out.
Running around that thing is so much slower than you'd ever believe. Sliding through that wall actually saves like 20 seconds.
So you can basically like slide through just about any wall in this game, which is why it's such a good game. Oh yeah!
So now we're gonna go to the last dungeon? Yeah, and then we had to visit the Cappadoc. Oh, come on.
He gives you a
Gives you the miracle snow.
yeah, the miracle. Let's get this. Heavy slide. Oh yeah! Woo! Let's get this one too. Let's get them all. Okay. He got the first one. The second one was a little bit off. Like he was a little bit off, but it still saved time. He still got a boost off of it, so he gets the most essential one.
This camera angle is sketchy.
Usually if there's, let's go for it.
I'm not afraid. It's still faster to technically.
Yeah, it's done. It's better to show it off.
I can't get the camera angle.
Okay, that's good enough. It wasn't like...
It's because I couldn't get the camera angle set up, but basically it would put you right there by the door. You clip through
you just like pop the door. Here he's gonna do an Ebby fly on this
is
screen.
probably my favorite glitch in the game, actually. Oh, what? Okay. I like slid too high into the rock.
Come on.
I'm struggling.
Let's see.
What is that? Really? Oh, man.
Hopefully, they can show it off. I mean, it's better to show it off.
That's fine. Whatever.
There we go. Okay, all right.
Not essential.
It had some
You'd
trouble
like to... What I was trying to do there initially is you do the slide, and when you do the slide, you'll go from the lower part of the rock into the higher part of the rock, and when you're doing the slide into a curved ledge, it gives Ebby this, like, permanently flying state. It's the only place we'll actually see it. So
like at first when you're learning that, it's a little bit scary because you can soft lock your game if you don't land on the slope with that. If you actually just keep flying, you'll just fly infinitely.
So what you need to do is you need to transform again after you hit the slope. Otherwise, if you try to jump, then you'll just jump into the air infinitely.
So.
We want a map glitch so that we can skip this wall. The reason we don't want that wall is because we need Sasuke to get past it.
You're supposed to have Sasuke with his bomb. Here's a essential heavy slide.
Oh man.
A little short. His heavy slides are, okay, there we go. Okay, that's good. Oh, hit the wall. Hit the door. Okay. So you just got the gold. So he skipped the. So basically, in this dungeon, you skip the silver key, and you get the gold key, and you just go straight to the gold door, and then you skip most of this dungeon.
Like the entirety of this dungeon is skipped pretty much. Hopefully, we get the music transition. I think I was just a little too slow because of that first slide. Yeah, it was.
But you see, he went left there instead of right into the silver door, and you went straight to the gold door key. It skips an entire key, and then he's there. Now he just needs to get one more thing, and then when he gets to the boss, he's gonna need to Ebby slide up on the boss and hit him a specific amount of times.
All right, we'll talk about that in a second. So right here, what I need to do actually is that glitch that I was alluding to earlier, the hover, where I could have used the eye to hover into the air, but we're gonna do it with Ebby instead by sliding into the ladder with the slope. That was really good.
That was really good. That was super good.
And this will just float us into the air, and since there's this thing to stop us,
there you go. Okay, all right, good. There you go.
Also, shout out to Free Enterprise for the fat raid.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
A bit, like, he could have soft locked in that room if it had gone wrong, but he actually got that first slide into the lab. That was really good. Now he needs this empty slide into the middle of this room.
So we pretty much missed the third progression of the music there. It's like one of my favorite dungeon songs. It's a little unfortunate, but it's alright.
But he needs the Ebby slide in the middle of this platform and hit this guy a specific amount of times, and you'll see him use Fire Review with a combination.
I need to focus. Looks like she is.
We'll let you do it.
I missed it. This is a big run killer, but
It really is. And it's like an hour. It's like. Have an actual change. Oh, yeah, there you go. So, there's a certain amount of damage that you want to do, and you don't want to jump while he's leaning in, because it'll cause him to rake his tire. You don't want him to like go too high where you can't hit him here. He's going to use Fire Review after to give him a specific amount of damage. If you over hit him, it's gonna make it so that you soft lock the game, which is super sketchy, and he's that half a heart. This fight is without a doubt like the biggest run killer that I like. It was one of the things that kind of like.
So now I have to not take in a death warp at the end here.
Like this plus the chain pipe skip were like the two biggest like.
Chain pipe skip is easy.
Yeah, you missed that.
I like never miss it though.
Bankai skip and chain pipe and this are like probably. In a 100% run, you have more health, so it's not as sketchy. Here, you only have 5 hearts. You only have the initial hearts and stuff. So, but his second fight can be a little bit more safe. make sure. Okay, if you. Damn. Okay, there we go. That's good. I mean, it's not gonna be fun. That's not. It's a sketchy ass fight. It's a sketchy fight.
Alright, so there's another tech skip coming up here. Hopefully we'll be able to get it. This one's, I'd say, probably a little bit easier to time, actually. It's got a very, very chill visual cue, so we'll see what happens. Ooh. I've been missing it a lot lately, though. That might have been it. I'm not sure. Okay, that was it.
Yo, donation has the ultimate power. It has the power.
Okay, so pretty much Porn or whatever, that guy there, he would say some stuff, but we don't want to listen to him, so just skip that. And after this, we're gonna be moving towards what should have been the second dungeon. And probably actually the hardest of the three.
Yeah, it has a lot of heavy slides that are kind of precise, but it's a pretty fun dungeon to do, honestly. Like, I actually enjoy it.
The platforming in it is very technical and kind of difficult.
It is. But at this point in the run, like, if you're on, like, really good pace, like, this is, like, clench moment, because it's, like, if you're on pace, and you just, like, got that boss.
Right.
That... And it's really important that you flute to the right locations. You'll probably watch a lot of speedruns just go, like immediately go to where they're going. You're like, where are they going? What am I supposed to do? But
I started going left at first.
It's super important that you flute to the right locations. If you flute to the wrong location,
it's like a 40-second time loss.
It's like, it's a big time loss if you have to flute again. So this is a forward slash here. You just missed it. It's not. It's. And then you want to mini Ebu into this place, and you want to Ebu slide to gain a little bit of time. Okay, we did get it. Is this okay?
See, hold map glitch on this one to reduce a bunch of lag. There's guys that like shoot fire and stuff at you, and
yeah,
lag.
Okay. And this is Toy Town.
Toy Town? We're playing Paper Mario?
Toy Town, oh yeah.
Alright, so yeah, we're in Ghost Toys, and we're gonna be seeing a lot of slides like RPG said.
Yeah, right
this
here.
room here, you'd have to normally go through a giant maze. Like, I'd be sliding through the wall twice. You can actually just go, hit the switch, come back, and use the crane. Otherwise, there's a giant...
There, yeah, that's pretty good.
A bunch of DLC rooms that we'd have to go through and then come back into this room later.
He also avoided the cat, which gives you a text box, and it's very slow to pick that up, so he actually jumped over that. That's a little lost. That looks good. That doesn't look good. Let's see. So this crane can also be a headache.
It's just, I jumped off a little early.
It looked like he just missed it barely horizontally. But this crane game.
I had a feeling it was getting too low.
That should be alright. And so you can also skip a text box by zooming the camera in here, which we'll see if he does. Like, you basically can skip part of this by manipulating the camera.
So you want to go first person? I'm not going first person.
Yeah. Yeah, so that text box sits on the screen because it will move around. Yeah, you did it. You got that first try, Abby slide.
You need to clear the text box while you're still in the room. If you don't, then you'll actually never receive the kick.
We're gonna Abby slide out of bounds on the screen. And then back into the bounds, like basically to avoid this elevator sequence. Plus, there's a room with a bunch of water. The Ebby slides have been kind of This one's probably the hardest Ebby slide in the game, honestly, because you're already out of bounds, and then you need to evaluate how far you are from the wall plus the distance you are from the walls. This out of bounds Ebby is probably the hardest. But if you just sit yourself the right amount away from the wall, and an Ebby slide and hold up, get it. Let him concentrate.
Just like yellow at this point.
It's. I would definitely say this is the hardest Ebby slide.
I personally think the one in Zazen is harder, but I actually haven't been having much trouble with that one today, of course. That was pretty rough.
I mean, the reason I definitely say, like, if you're picking up the game for the first time, like that one's really hard because you're out of bounds and you have to evaluate how far you are from the wall out of bounds back into bounds. So it's
the issue with the Ebby sliding is, for some reason, sometimes you just get blocked by them. Like, you won't clip through the wall, and we don't really know why that happens. It just happens.
It just happens. You have to be a specific distance away, plus your
So, from what we understand, it helps if you're exactly 1 pixel away from... So 2 pixels away from, like, the wall, and then you're completely straight with the wall, you will typically be able to clip through, but even then it's not necessarily guaranteed, unfortunately.
This dungeon actually is kind of helps, like, he might be super low on health because he's got to do a couple damage boosts coming up, which is kind of sketchy, but like, he's gonna do another, slide coming up.
I have to skip the
down to
at the end.
He's down to a heart and half here, which is low. He's gonna do a map glitch coming up. Well, I hate that this is. But he's gonna do a map glitch like in the next room. In this room right here, he needs to do an Ebby slide in water, which he only has like a heart right here. This is kind of.
What? Oh, okay. I messed the setup there a little bit, but you can clip through and land right on the jump rope, and it would allow you to shoot up because you'll like teleport right onto the top there that you can see spinning around in that room. But the setup is pretty precise, so if you're not completely straight with the wall, then it's kind of hard to get.
Yeah. My main thing is you do want a death warp at the end of that, and the lives, at this point he has 0 lives, so if you were to die again, he's gonna get a game over, but like, it's, and hopefully he gets this jump. Okay, first try. But now
I didn't even think about that. It is a little sketchy.
He has 0 lives at this point, so if he were to die at this point, it would be
probably game over, man.
Game over, man. I tipped my fedora your direction, but my respects goes to the person who did not game over, which... So right here, it's on, these are on a cycle. You can Ebby water slide up the platform. Should be probably what we're seeing here. Oh, you don't need to. Okay, yeah, first try heavy water slide. Water, like heavy water slides are a lot easier than can't really explain it on the fly, but you don't need to do that
I haven't
initial.
practiced that. I needed to practice that room, and I just haven't had a chance. So I'm actually just going to grab that extra life here.
It's not a bad idea. There's an extra life right over here.
I'm like getting a little sketched out.
It's a good idea to make for fun. Yeah. Good thing you grabbed it.
I mean, I would have just walked right past, like right back and past.
Yeah.
But the thing is in this next room, there's gonna be a bunch of walls everywhere.
Yeah. One thing that like casually in that room, you use the camera and it shows you the path. It shows you like what's visible and what's not. And you can fall through. But like, if you do a speed run, you already know what the platforms are gonna be in that room. So like, you want to just go straight to the key, and getting that extra life is a safety.
I would like to ultimately take a death warp here in this next room coming up. Not this room, but the one following it. But since I don't have enough lives, I missed. This is possible. I missed it again. And the camera just goes berserk in this.
The billiards room, where it, like if it initially goes right, it goes right, but after that, it's not bad. It's not a bad save. That 8 ball was the only problem. Like,
I actually recovered that pretty okay though. So yeah, I would just take a map glitch here and then take an additional death warp.
In this room, so there's a gold health unit in the end of this room. You probably, I don't know, like you probably grab that one. You do want a death warp in this room optimally, but he was at 0 lives, which is a big hit. Like, you want to be aware of that situation. And when you first start running the game, like, it's super sketchy playing the games and having, like,
I'm just gonna go for this. This saves 3 seconds if you get it first try.
Like, it's good to show this stuff off. Like, come on! Yeah.
It only saves 3 seconds if you get it first try, because you just walk through the wall and
plus, you need to be heavy for this because you need to use the camera to expose.
So what you would do is after you grab the key in that other room, you would jump into the water with Ebi. Oh, I forgot to switch the camera.
Yeah, you switch the camera and the camera. Yeah.
And while you're taking the death warp, you would be Ebi and then teleport you back to the door. So.
You switch to you switch
this
to
fight
yelling,
is pretty straightforward actually. It's kind of just like an auto scroller.
You're able to get double hits in with slashing the first frame you can, and then like right there you hit the first frame, and then you want to hit when the hit boxes.
So you actually skip the cycle by stuff. You want to manipulate the jumping place. And you can get 3 hits off, and then another 3 hits off.
Yeah, triple hits. It's not
jump.
It's not
Jump!
You want to, at minimum, be at least getting double hits in. If you get single hits in every time, it's a super slow fight. But immediately, the first thing you need to do is fight is use the camera to expose his hitbox, and he's up there, and you just use Yowie to do slashes, and then it does, like, in 80% run, it does kind of sketchy, because as you can see, his health is kind of low, but, like you actually do want to be low health, because...
No, you don't need to be low health here at this point.
And 100%, I think in 100% run, because in 100% run, you need to die, you need death warp when you get the battery, but...
At this point, health is kind of irrelevant. We just go into the final dungeon now and kick some butt.
Oh yeah! Let's get a shout out to Claude. See Rose deep. Even though he didn't let me get on the couch for GDQ 2016 DKs.
Okay, RPG, enough of that.
I'm gonna go. He said,
Yo, shout out to the fat donation towards Super Ghouls and Ghosts bonus game. Something. With NMETV. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go this way. We want to make our way to Music Festival now. Shout outs to the love. Keep those donations coming. Alright. So pretty straightforward here. We're just going to be walking our way to the music festival. Can't really do anything fancy here. You can hold map glitch in this room and crash your game if you want, I suppose. You definitely want to hold map glitch in this room. So this next room here is the room that I was talking about, where if you get the first tech skip, you could go for the map glitch. But can't go for that McCory slash, unfortunately. So we'll just run through it normal with map glitch, avoiding the impact text. We just want to position ourselves in the doorway so that we get into the screen transition. Start sliding down the cell, transform heavy because we need him. And we're on our way. Sup, Bunyan? Alright. So, with a name like Music Festival, you would think that, the music is pretty good. And it is, as most of this game. It's probably one of the best dungeon music.
Oh yeah!
It's really, really good. So the old strat here used to be to go for a water slide, but we're gonna just do an heavy slide. Slightly faster. I wish I could have my slides done the other day where they were like on point every single slide.
There's a lot of things going on with the heavy slides, like distance, and timing, and then it's how you hold the control stick. There we go. There we go. That's
And the reason is because we can just jump right up there.
get the key.
Actually put this on the slide, otherwise we'd have to slash up there with the water slide. It's not a huge time save, but it's nice. And the slide
It's a nice. I'd rather do that than the water slide. The water slide was. Oh, okay. But if you miss that, you can go for heavy slide here. But if you want to like immediately get up here with Ryu, that wasn't too bad. That was. Except for me. There we go. That's a sick, louder clip. Fall straight down. Go across. So he's coming up on another heavy slide that
This one can be a little bit tricky.
into a hole here. This one here, this heavy slide here, you want to heavy slide up to grab the key. And there's enemies that are on the screen that shoot. They mess with you while you're trying to do this.
My slide is off today.
That was too bad. You get that
You want to just
key.
walk off these so that you can make that whole cycle in one thing. Otherwise, you'd have to wait for the
That was a really good fan cycle. And then here, he's gonna Ebby slide.
We're gonna go through the cubby and then we want to do a slide into the cubby.
Go here, into the cubby, and then he's out of bounds. He wants to.
You want to avoid that door.
That was really good. That was really good. He can lose.
Oh, I missed the cycle.
He missed the cycle, but they get the initial Ebby slide. That was wrong, dude. Then he wants to Ebby slide right up through here.
There's a lot of sliding going on in this dungeon.
It really just shows off, like, showcases, like, what this trick can do. So, okay, yeah, then he gets up there, then he wants to Ebby slide through the maze, the labyrinth. One time. The second time is free. This one is a definite cock block.
Come on.
I got this one blocking on pace and ruined PB pace. We're basically in a labyrinth that you're supposed to get your third upgrade to your weapons after this, but in an 8% run you don't get those upgrades. You just heavy slide through here and you go to the right. So show after this.
I am getting blocked so bad. Oh man. Okay.
There we go. Okay, we go. Yeah, there you go. This one's free. This one actually has a point where you just go
There's a
mini
little
NAV
gap
and
that you can just walk through here.
you can just walk through it and don't have to heavy slide through it. But you do want to heavy slide to get your speed, like you just did at the end there.
I was thinking about doing the clip. You can clip through the stairs here, but it also can just soft lock your game, so.
Okay. This is the final heavy slide. You want to go through this last. Okay, that's not too.
The sides were pretty rough.
There's one last Nakori slash at the end of the game that hardly anybody goes for, but on.
I'm not gonna go with this.
Not gonna go for it this time, but
You can, like the Benkai escape, you can clip up the ladder, and then if you have a very, very okay, I will go for it.
whoa, we are going. Yeah, that's okay. Just. But you can basically do another Nakori slash and skip this entire spinning section.
What?
It doesn't save that much time.
Don't
but
you dare, game. Okay.
And then out here, there's another text box skip that hopefully gets.
That's the most significant text skip in the game, so. Oh, this is rough.
Right here, he's
I missed it.
Nope, you missed it. But you need to pause the game at a specific frame.
One actually saves the most time.
And then the final impact fight is Ron.
Some good music coming up.
Good major shout out to Weapon unloading that $17 donation to Super Goals and Ghosts bonus game. Another shout out to Weapon. Weapon is top. He's loving Weapon. He's ripping. Let's unload this Weapon.
Sure to stay tuned. So we got some the Ninja Saviors, the Return of the Warriors, woo! By Rotor Storm.
We also had a massive raid of 53 people a while ago. I probably missed that one.
Hey, you missed everything.
Oh no!
Alright.
Yeah, Weapon like dropped a $50.69 donation.
Oh yeah! Actually, I might have missed that. Where is that? I did miss that. Oh man, I feel bad.
Oh yeah!
Oh no, Dumple Chan. It's not Weapon. It's Dumple Chan. What are you talking about? Dumple Chan donated $50 towards Star Tropics. I'm reading it right now. Weapon is the one who announced it.
Oh, he announced. Okay, WD. But crank your audio up. I'm gonna quiet. Probably the best of it.
I apologize. RPG is just a little anime. Shout out to everybody donating, supporting the stream, and the cause.
Yeah. Like donating for kids and
Had a brain fart.
they need as much as I did. They need like 5 times. They would need an extra pizza.
Definitely donate, support the kids. I mean, that's why we're all here playing video games anyways.
Support the cause. So this last section, he wants to avoid tripping and falling down the hot. Like there's gaps and there's lasers that can trip into the gaps when they fall down. But he wants to collect a specific amount of views here to optimally.
That was actually pretty good for me. That part
It
is
looked pretty good.
tricky. So you want to be
But he
holding
wants
forward as much as possible so that you can boost your speed a little bit. And yeah, like RPG said, you want to have a certain amount of reuse so that you can kill the boss and quick cycle, which hopefully we'll see here.
Well, you go ahead and do that. laser, so that was really, and he got the roll speed. Chain pipe at the end. Yeah. And this next boss is actually, I want to stay easier than the water boss. He's actually
he can technically be a little easier, but he can give you bad RNG as well. So
he control, but hopefully we just get this off.
This is the final boss here, Delta.
Combo here.
I
missed it. So he re-grabbed. So you want to combo all these combo punches until you get down to 400 or less HP. Right at the end, so all you need to do is beam him. So right here, you can actually finish him off with the beam. But if he did not use that beam, he would have had to endure a really crappy,
so a little bit overestimate, but I mean, honestly, that's not too surprising, just considering how bad the heavy slides were. The heavy slides really are what make PBing hard. All of the McCory slashes and the entire run is all frame perfect, but the heavy slides are really what makes or breaks your run. If you aren't getting them first try, it can be very frustrating. You lose a lot of time. But yeah, that's Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon. I definitely recommend it. Everybody should play it. It is a great game. It's a lot of fun. As you can see, it can be very challenging. Taking additional death warps, can be sketchy, like we were saying. It's not an easy game to I split it away, but it's not an easy game to pick up at first. But once you start getting it down, it's actually really, really great.
It's a great speed game. It's not the best marathon speed game. It's a sketchy marathon run. There's a lot of things that go wrong.
There's a lot of things that can go wrong. The game can just crash on you randomly.
If you map glitch in the wrong spot, you're done. But it's a great game. Pick it up. There's a Discord. Join the Discord. Join the MNSG Discord.
Yeah, make sure to keep watching these runs. Keep donating. It's a good cause. There's good people here. Thank you all for supporting. Thank you for all the raise. Thank you for all the donations and love and hosts and all that good stuff. You guys all roll deep. And it should be Mystical Ninja starring Abisumaru. This is true. He rolls deep. But I mean, we needed the team. There's this DLC character here. I don't know where he came from.
Yeah, you see him at 100% run, and he goes hard at 100%. He goes.
Yes. Thank you, RPG, for the colorful commentary. All right, that's it for me. I have another run tomorrow, so I guess it's not really it for me. I love you all. Peace.